And we have our recording. Oh, there we go. So we'll start to center and breathe and just reel our brains in from a lot of activity. So just sit comfortably, but lift in your spine. And there's been a lot of talk about expectations lately because of world events and frustration over how things are taking so long. And I like to use that as a reminder, a reflection for us to just remember expectations can set us up for disappointment. So if we can kind of let go of the expectation and just be open to outcome, we know God is in charge, or the source is monitoring, and we're managing the energies, and this is part of the ascension. It's just being played out on the public world stage. So we can look within and see where within us we're facing any struggles, because this is a war between light and dark. So although we don't want to see ourselves as dark, we might have a little pocket of something that is not quite filled with light. So we're going to be working with light today and being open to outcome, especially in regards to timing and the way things happen. We know it's going to be positive because we are working with the light. So we're on the side of the creator, and therefore we're backed by the creator, the source, the divine intelligence, however you view that, if you do have a view of it, or within yourself, if people have many different ways of looking at it. So we're going to be just practicing not having expectations of ourselves during our poses. Rather than expectation, we can just give ourselves direction, moving forward in a positive direction. So again, just sit tall, press down in your sitting bones and lift up out of your hips, straight and tall like a tree. Well, not all trees are straight, but we'll be straight trees. Bring your focus to your breath and follow it in and out a few rounds. Let go of the week, all your activities from the week, bringing your attention to the present. And focusing on the breath is an excellent way to do that, to bring you into the present. I heard a quote a couple days ago. If you're focused and you're worried about things, then you're focused into the past. If you're feeling anxious, and um, sometimes we focus into the future, but when we focus into the now moment, we can let go of all of that fear or anxiety. And it's not always easy. This ascension process is one of the hardest, most challenging tests that we will pass through. When I first started learning about the ascension, I thought, I want to do that. I want to ascend. I want to be one of the 144,000, which in the scheme of things is not a lot of people. And as I process through this ascension process, I have come to change that hope to just doing the best that I can, because it is so difficult. And I'll just be open to outcome and not have expectation. Work towards ascension and be open to outcome. So now check in with your body and see if you're feeling any sensations that tell you what's going on in your body. Just see how it feels. And if you like, you can create the intention for yourself, or the affirmation. When you start with I am, that's generally an affirmation type statement. So I am open to outcome, knowing it will be positive. I am open to outcome. Takes a lot of pressure off of us. So just bring your arms to your sides. We'll attune to our breath. So we'll breathe and add movement. So start your inhale and just bring your arms out to the side and up overhead. That deep breath. And then open and exhale, a long exhale. Relaxing down and repeating. And one more round, breathing, reach up. And a relaxing exhale as you lower your arms. And then just relax your arms, but circle around in your shoulders. big, big circles. As far as you can go in all directions. And reverse. All right. And then working with the neck and the head a little bit, just take your head side to side. So you go to one side and press into the stretch and breathe a deep breath as you come to center. Exhale to the other side. Press into your stretch. Some people carry a lot of tension in the neck. Our throat chakra is in the center of our throat and goes all the way through to the back. So when we're silenced, when we're quote unquote not allowed to speak our truth, that brings us to our throat chakra, which is where we have our communication energy. Now start to pendulum just slowly with controlled movement initially, just to make sure everything's going well in your spine, the cervical spine, lowering chin down and going over to the other side. As you lower down, feel the stretch going down into your back. Where do you feel that? And as you feel more comfortable with it, more loose, then start to let your neck swing, your head, just let it swing. Let go of the control of the movement. Let your neck and throat be free. Let it open up. Shaking off the dust from all the silencing. Actually, that did not start just with this event we're going through. It's been thousands of years, especially women not allowed to speak. All right, one more swing. And then just bring your head to center. Now we're going to work with shoulders to release any stiffness or tightness. So just sitting tall, breathe and lift your shoulders up to your ears and contract the muscles. Press your head back as you lift. Wring out any tension. And then release your shoulders. You can either just let them down or slowly let them down, whichever suits you. And we'll repeat. Breathe and lift your shoulders. Squeeze any little dark pocket in there needing to be released and opened. Bring in some blue light, the sky blue. Bring it into your throat area and your neck, even the tops of your shoulders. And then let them down. Let your head come forward just for a moment, chin to chest. And then lift back up. This time we're going to breathe in and hold it. Just hold as long as you're comfortable. Some people kind of panic when they're holding their breath, but even if it's just a couple counts, hold your breath as long as you can. So breathe and lift your shoulders up, contract. Hold the breath while you squeeze. And let your shoulders down, let your chin come down towards your chest. This time, take your head all the way around in a circle slowly. Stretch your throat up as you come around, passing through center. And feel the lubrication, feel the loosening and the opening in that area. Reverse, take your circles the other way. And then coming back to center. Just lean back and stretch out your legs, unfold. Ah. Now just take your hands and create some heat by rubbing them together. And take both hands over one knee and just circle around that knee, massage it a little bit, bring that heat into your knee, maybe your thigh where it attaches, and then rub hands together again, nice and warm, and bring that down into your knee. So we can continue that. Just rub your hands together. We're going to take both hands over to one hip. If you have any sensitivity in your hip, just take your hands to that area and let the warmth from your hands soak in to that area, bringing healing and warmth, nurturing. Remember, your hands and arms are connected to the heart chakra, your love center, your compassion center. So have compassion for yourself. No expectation. All right, so for the other side, rub hands together. Our hand chakras are going to be really buzzing today, huh? All right, other side, your hip or wherever you need it in that area. Your hip joint, the hip muscles, the glutes, whatever you need. Just bring energy in. Relax the area. I can sense that going all the way down my legs and into my feet. Feels so good. All right, so bring your hands around behind you, separate your feet, and we'll just loosen up in the hip joints and our knees, going side to side a few times. Excuse me. Now to add a stretch for the hips here, take your knees over to your left. Bring your right leg out, opening it up as far as it will go. The other leg stays and you drag it. So once that right leg comes down towards the floor and you can't go any further without the other leg coming along, just let it drag behind and come up and over. And then once again, on this side, your left leg, open that knee out to the side, open the hip joint, and just let that right leg drag behind. and eventually you control the movement coming in. Okay, so just working side to side a couple times. Notice how it feels. All right, so now bring the soles of your feet together. Come up sitting on your hips, holding onto your ankles, your feet. Bring your feet in if your body will allow that at this time. By holding on, some people like to cross their hands and hold on to their ankles, so you're welcome to do it that way, but just some wing beats in your butterfly pose. Okay, so holding on well to your feet or your ankles, lift up. So press the sitting bones down into the floor. Take in your breath, stretch up tall. Exhale and draw your knees down a little further, wherever they'll come at this time. And if one's higher than the other, that's fine. Sometimes we have one that's a little tighter. So just continue to breathe and reach up tall. Excuse me. And then exhale. Always stretch on the exhale and lower your knees. Just opening. If you want some little pulses, you can do that too. So lift up. A luxurious deep breath and then exhale and open. Breathe another deep breath. Exhale and stretch open. Now we're going to lean forward a little bit. So just breathe and lift up tall. Open the knees. Exhale and hinge forward in the hips. The knees will tend to want to come back in. Just try to keep them open and stretch forward. Hold on to your feet if you need to. Keep a straight spine. Now you may reach a point where you can place your elbows on the shins or your calves and hold the legs open, and that allows the groin area to relax, the hips to relax as you stretch forward. And then gently lift up out of it and just pause here for a moment, allowing the legs to relax open without holding them. Just let them be, let them rest open. Now to come out of this, bring your hands underneath your knees or thighs and use your arms and hands to lift your legs back so that you're going gentle on your groin area. And I need to get a little drink of water here. Okay, so we're going to come down onto our back and work with our psoas muscles. So we've done this one before, but it's such a good one. So just relaxing down on your back. Let's give ourselves a stretch here. Just lift arms up overhead and stretch like you're just waking up in the morning. Press through your fingertips, reach through your arms and shoulders. Draw your low back down. Feel your belly stretching. Flex your feet and press through your heels. A luxurious stretch. You can bend your elbows and yawn and just reach up a little bit, circling your wrists, both directions. Fingers. All right. So bend your left knee, the right leg, stretch through the heel, rotate out in the hip so the toes turn out, and then slide the heel over. Bring your hands underneath your hips just to assist your low back, and then lift that right leg up only as high as the left knee, because that's where the psoas engages. That's what lifts your leg when you walk. And when the psoas gets tight, that's what makes walking so difficult. So you always want to address the psoas muscles and keep them as relaxed as possible. So you can lift and lower at your own pace. I lost count, but we do 8 or 10 of these. So okay. Now lower that leg, that right leg, just lower it back down onto the mat. Release your hands and pull your left knee in towards the chest and press through the right heel. Let the toes be vertical, so it's just straight up and down. Press through the heel and feel that stretch in the groin and in the psoas muscles. And it's just so natural from here to work into a knee down twist. So just let your arms out to the sides, palms up or down, whichever feels best to you. Take in your breath. Exhale and roll onto your right side, taking your left knee over to the floor. If you need to, you can bend your right knee, press down on your leg, lift your hip, and come over more on your hip. And then straighten out your leg. It gives you more opportunity to twist. And remember to turn your head away from your bent knee. And relax into the twist. Let the weight of your leg pull you into the twist. And now roll the sacrum down onto the floor. That will bring your leg back. And recenter. Bring your hands under your hips. And keep the right knee bent. Stretch out the left. Flex the foot. Rotate the leg out to the side. And then slide the heel over 3 or 4 inches. And then your lifts and lowers. Only as high as the bent knee. Compare this side to the first side. See if it feels stronger, looser, or just how it is. All right. And then Stretch that leg out, release your hands, and pull your right knee in towards the chest as you press through. So stretch the legs apart, pressing the left foot away and bringing the right knee in. And then take your arms out into T position, out from your shoulders. And take in your breath. Exhale, taking the right knee over. Now you want your shoulders down, and what you can do is bend the left leg, lift the hips, and turn a little bit more so that hip is more on the floor. Then let yourself relax deeper into the twist. Turn your head away from your knee. Keep your shoulders down. Let the weight of your leg bring you into the twist. Okay, and we'll roll the sacrum back onto the floor. And just bring both knees in. Center on your back and then bring both knees in. Bring your head up to meet your knees. Just curl into a little ball. Roll side to side. Give your back a massage this morning. You can let your head back down if you like. All right, from here, just lift your legs, straighten them out, give them a stretch in. All right, now bend your knees, bring your hands down to your hips. Make sure you have some space there. And just kick your legs up, lift your hips up, come up onto your shoulders. Bring your palms under your hips so your hip bones rest in the palm of your hands. And then legs are straight up, feet are about above your nose into half shoulder stand. Now this is optional here. What we're going to do next, because it's morning and we're still actually getting warmed up, but you can let your feet down over your head, come a little higher onto your shoulders and into the plow. Or you can bend your knees and let your knees come next to your ears. Just let them relax. So stretchy and good for your back. If you're coming into the plow, you let your toes come down onto the floor and then flex your feet, pressing your heels away. Interlace your fingers if you're all the way into the plow. Straighten your arms out. Turn your palms towards the floor and press down in your arms. That helps propel you into the stretch. Now bring your hands back onto your sacrum. You can lift one leg or both legs, coming back into half shoulder stand. Relax for a couple of breaths here. And then just bend your knees. And let your hips roll down. You can bring your arms down onto the floor. Use your core muscles here. Use your core. Lower down one piece at a time as much as you're able. Open to outcome, right? All right. Now, when you've done a stretch as intense as the plow, you need a counter pose. So we're going to come into the fish. This is a common combination. So with your knees bent, feet on the floor, just roll side to side, bringing your arms underneath you. So you're going to lie on your arms. I hook my thumbs together to bring my elbows closer together. See if that works for you. And then place your palms flat out onto the mat. Spread out your fingers and lower your legs down. Feet are flexed. We're going to lift up into the fish pose. So bend your elbows, lift your chest up so you're kind of sitting. Then open the shoulders. Let your head relax back gently. And then reach the top of your head to the floor. You're just touching. There's no weight on it in this version. And you're still flexing your feet, but your legs are relaxed. The work is being done in your arms, shoulders, and back. So arch your back. This releases tension, really gets circulation going, opens the throat chakra. Can you feel that? So the head is just touching the floor. Relax your legs. Arch your back. Open the solar plexus, your power center. To come out, just lift back up onto your forearms. Separate your elbows and roll down one little piece at a time. Till your head is on the floor. Remove your arms, turn your palms up, and feel your back sink into the floor. Relax. Allow the earth's energy to lift up and around you like angel wings, embracing you. Giving you an energetic hug. All right. Now just bring your knees in, hands underneath your knees. We're going to rock and roll. Just rocking on your spine. Give it a little more massage. This is all basic stuff today. So lift up and up into sitting. Gather my necklace here. All right. And then come up onto the balls of your feet. Let's work with our toes a little bit. So half shoulder stand is a great cleansing, letting the energy reverse. So we'll rock on our toes here. Now let's check out our hips since we did butterfly and some releasing there. So just take your feet out. I like to hop my feet out, but you can just step your feet out and then open one hip and then the other and see how it feels in the groin, in the thigh, the knee. The glutes, the hip joint. And we'll come down in center into malasana. Palms together, lift up tall, press the knees open with your elbows as you bring your thumbs in. And we're going to stretch one leg out at a time. So come over onto your right ball of the foot, stretch out your left leg. See how it feels on the inner thigh. If it's a little tight, you can just give it a little rub down. Loosen it up by bending your knee and then let it stretch out again. All right, bring it in. Other side. Make a soft fist. Give it a little rub down in your inner thigh and your hamstrings. All right, bring it back in. Walk or slide your hands forward. Lift your hips and step back or hop back into plank pose. Press through your heels, shoulder blades down your back. Engage those core muscles here. Low abdomen, legs are engaged, hips. Now lean over onto your right palm and lift your left arm out to the side. Other side, switch. Lean over onto your left hand, lift the right arm. How does that feel compared to the first arm? Feel your core. All right. Let your knees down. Pull back into puppy. Loosen up in your shoulders. And then lift back up into plank pose. Okay, bring the weight over onto your right hand. Lift the left arm. Bring it down, switch. Bring it down. Now lift your left leg up. Switch. Right leg. And down. And downward facing dog. Draw your heels down. Press back. Engage your core muscles here. Pull everything up and in. All right, and step your right leg into sun pose. Don't stub your toe. And bring the other leg in. We're just going to switch into sun pose. So you have your left leg forward now. Lift your chin. Reach through that back heel. Really stretch out your psoas, your calf muscle, and step it in. Feet just hip width apart. Come into a head to knee pose. See how that feels. Now, fingertips on the floor. Tilt your hips up. Lengthen out in your spine. So you're just coming to halfway. Bring arms out to the side. Press down in your feet. Ground into the earth. Lift the crown of your head. Lifting up to the stars. Bring arms overhead. And reach. And lower your hands down onto your hips. Soften both knees. Reach your right leg back into warrior one. Now draw your shoulder blades towards each other, elbows a little closer. Reach through that front knee. Really press both feet into the floor and arch to the back. Reach one arm up, then the other. Bring your palms together. Pull back, inhale, step it in. Awesome. Complete control. Or not. Open to outcome. Take in your breath. Exhale, hands onto your knee or onto your hips and bend your knees. Reach your left leg back into warrior one. Plant your feet in the earth like your bulbs in the spring. Hip bones pointing forward. Lift up. Elbows a little closer. Pull it in. Lift your chest. Leaning back. And then bring one arm up next to your ear. Other arm. Open the front of your body, your psoas muscles. And bring palms together over your heart. Pull back, inhale, and step it in. Pause. Just feel that sigh of relief. Beautiful. And release your arms. We'll come into a standing twist. Separate your feet and swing around. Back to center. Bring your feet in. All right. Coming into a nice strong mountain pose. You can bring your feet all the way into Samasthiti, or you can stand hip width apart in Tadasana. Either way, plant your feet in the earth. Feel the energy of your body going down into the earth, meeting with the energy of the earth. Check your posture, lifting in the front of your body. These core muscles pulling up and in, lifting your heart, your chest, your crown. Then shoulder blades come down your back and a slight lengthening in your spine, because a lot of people have a natural arch there. So just lengthen it out as you pull up in the front. That will lengthen your spine. So turn sideways on your mat. Step your feet out, step them apart. Okay, come out into 5-pointed star. And whichever foot is towards your screen, turn that foot out. Give a little wiggle to your hips. Press the back heel out, toes in, take in your breath, and into warrior two. Feel how open your hips are after all the work you've done, preparing for this moment, a culmination into warrior two. So let yourself relax down a little further into your warrior pose. Pull your tummy up and in, lengthen the spine just like in Tadasana. Bring that front hand onto the front knee. Back arm up to your ear, taking a breath. Exhale, bend the front elbow, come over into a side stretch. Reach and then open the heart. Look up under your arm, look to the source. If it's more comfortable for you, you can bring your forearm or elbow onto the front leg. Turn the palm up. To come out, lift that top arm. Come back into warrior two. And draw the knee in. Rather than turn on your mat, we're just going to turn the body. So the front foot, toes in, heel out, front foot, toes forward. Take in your breath. Exhale, bend the front knee. Be facing away from your screen. Gaze over your fingertips. Relax down. Opening the hips. And bring the front hand on the front knee, the bent knee. Bring the back arm up towards your ear. Exhale, bend the front elbow. Come over into a side stretch. And if you want, you can bring your forearm onto that thigh. Relax deeper. Look up to the source, the creator. And lift up. Bring your torso back. Still deep in your pose. And then inhale that knee in. Toes forward. And you can hop in or you can step your feet in, whichever is more fun for you. I like to hop in. All right, shake it all out. Maybe some jiggles. Jiggle all those joints. side to side. All right. Come down onto your mat. Let's try that butterfly one more time. Soles of your feet come together on your sitting bones. Draw the feet in a little closer. Your hips should be pretty warmed up by now, for the most part, right? Some wing beats. See how it feels. Compare it to your first set of butterfly moves. Now lift up, hold on if you need to. Not everybody does. Draw your knees down. Notice how your hips feel. Come forward. The straight spine, lead with the chest. You may have to change your hand position, that's fine. Keep the knees open as much as possible. Come down over your legs, wherever your body will come this morning. Now to come out, lengthen through your spine and lift the crown up. A few more wing beats just to relax the hips. And then bring your hands underneath your legs. Use your arms, the strength of your arms to pull your knees in together. Lean back, circle around a few times in your feet. Sometimes you need that after your butterfly. And now prepare for Savasana. Coming down onto your back, ready to relax and truly let go, knowing all is well. No expectation, open to outcome, knowing it will be positive for you. Be still and know as you relax down into Shavasana, connecting more deeply, more fully with the source energy. The deeper you relax, the more you can connect. Just imagine that silver cord coming out from your navel area, floating up to meet the source, like an umbilical cord connected to your divine mother, father. Allow that nurturing energy to flow in through your cord, just like the fetus in the mother's womb. For we are in the ocean of consciousness, are we not? Relax and receive. More than you ever have before. Now, for the last few minutes of your Shavasana, generate the emotion of gratitude, the feeling, not the thought, the feeling in your being, gratitude. And start now to feel your body, bringing your awareness back to the physical, filled with light, becoming the light, the crystalline energy, grateful and open to outcome. Just bring some little moves into your hands and feet. Slide your feet together and lift your knees up to your chest. Curl in, stretching to wake up your body again. And then just roll to one side. Just lie in fetal position for 2 or 3 breaths. And then press up into sitting. Bring your hands into mudra. Thumb and index finger, thumb and second finger, or whatever mudra works best for you today. And then bring palms together over your heart, Anjali Mudra. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om. 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 Have a peaceful day, a soft heart, and strong fortitude. Namaste, everybody.
Thank you. Felt very good.
You're welcome.
Yes. I have truly missed it.
We missed you too. I've been thinking about you.
Mm-hmm.
Glad you're back. Glad
Yep.
your back is back.
Yeah, me too.
Feeling better.
Oh.
Yes, indeedy.
That was one where I didn't want it to end. Not just the work,